Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. Now, when Barack Obama was elected president, there was a lot of talk about how we were now living in a post-racial America. And indeed, his election was a real milestone in racial progress here. One that I thought I'd never live to see. But then things started to happen. And these things exposed how far away we are from that post-racial America that we thought we'd entered into. The Republicans met and publicly decided that their main goal was going to be to obstruct this president, to make him a one-term president, not to fix the mess that they had created. And they knew that they could obstruct and oppose this president and even do things that were harmful to the country, which they did. And they would still receive the support of their base. Racist emails were circulated by Republicans, both elected officials and staffers. But not just the people on the street. These are people pretty high up in the Republican hierarchy. The birther movement started. And Republicans refused to repudiate it. Now, as a matter of fact, one of the main movers in the birther movement is the Republican nominee for president, Donald Trump. Now, if you're white, you might see the unprecedented level of obstruction as just the normal rough and tumble of partisan politics. But the fact remains that the level of obstruction of a president has never occurred in our history the way it has during the Obama administration. So if you're black, it's understandable that you might see this as a continuation of America's legacy of racial division. But there is another thing that's been happening away from the halls of power. It's been happening on the street. Video after video has emerged of black people, usually unarmed and not appearing to pose any threat in any way to the police, being gunned down. Now, the black community had been complaining about this for years, and nobody believed them. Now it is just flat out undeniable. And we see local prosecutors going in the tank to protect those cops, even under the most egregious circumstances. The murders of Tamir Rice and Eric Garner are just two examples. And when you talk about the halls of justice, you also have to take a look at the statistics that have come out about how the courts deal with black people, how the whole justice system deals with black people. The black people are arrested for crimes that are committed equally by white and black people, but black people are like 30% more likely to be arrested, that their sentences are longer, that they're more likely to wind up in jail or in prison. Now, I've already done videos where I've talked about some of the things that are needed to deal with these problems. For one thing, we need to just simply get rid of private prisons. There should be none. Prisons for profit should just not exist in this country. There's better police training. There is an emphasis on community policing. And of course, following the FBI report about how racist organizations are targeting law enforcement for infiltration, there needs to be a concerted effort nationwide to root out and get rid of racist police, those who have connections to racist organizations, and those who have in one way or another demonstrated racial animus. They just simply need to be eliminated from the department. But it's not just the police, it's the entire justice system that we need to be taking a look at. So yes, we have made progress. But as I look at the violence in Milwaukee and Baltimore and Ferguson, things don't look that much different than they did in 1992 or even 1965. So maybe it's time that we stopped patting ourselves on the back for the progress that we've made and acknowledge that things aren't really that much different. Maybe in Washington, but not in the halls of justice and not on the street. Thanks for listening.